Many Faces of Autism. Meet Noah. Noah Munt enjoys taking pictures with his iPad, watching videos, swimming, hiking, playing video games, and listening to music. His favorite tune includes K-pop, disco, rock and roll, and even polka. He's been a fan of Clifford and Big Red Dog since he was a little boy. His mom, Dinah Munt, thinks Noah can relate to Clifford. Mrs. Munt is a middle school language arts teacher in Wisconsin. 18-year-old Noah is a big guy. He stands 6 feet 6 inches, 2 meters tall, and weighs 275 pounds, 124.7 kilograms. He laughs a lot, his mom says. He likes being hugged, touched, and tickled. Noah is like most other teens, with some important differences. He's not even comfortable making eye contact with others. He understands what people are saying to him, but he usually doesn't start conversations. When he does talk, he might be asking for help with the internet or repeating lines from favorite movies. Sometimes he flaps his hands and rocks his head back and forth almost like a dance. When he's nervous or going somewhere new, he may cover his eyes and chat to himself. Noah is an autistic person. Autism is a brain difference that affects how people communicate, act, and learn. A common saying among autism experts is, when you've met one autistic people, you've met one autistic person. In other words, every person with autistic experiences autism differently. While some autistic people speak and write well, others are nonverbal. Some autistic students need little support at school, while others require more help. Autism includes a wide range of characteristics and behaviors. Autism has many faces. What is autism? Science has yet to pinpoint what causes autism. Research suggests that genetics may be a major factor. We inherit genes from our parents. These genes function like building plans that tell our bodies and brains how to grow. Other studies are exploring whether autism has environmental factors too. Some researchers wonder in childhood if childhood illnesses or chemicals in the environment might contribute to autism. Whatever the causes, autistic brains from neurotypical brains. Neurotypical is a term used for people who don't have any kind of developmental condition. Neuro refers to nervous system, which sends signals between the brain and other body parts. Some experts describe autism as differences in wiring. The cells in autistic brains communicate in unusual ways. That means autistic people experience their surroundings differently than neurotypical people do. For example, sounds in the class may not irritate a person without autism. To an autistic student, though, the same sound may seem unbearably loud. The term autistic began to be widely used in the 1940s. Before that, autistic people were sometimes diagnosed with a brain injury or developmental disorder. Although there was no more to their diagnosis, autism was usually used to describe people who struggle with social interactions or who had very intense interests. It grew to include other mental and emotional differences. For a long time, autism was viewed as scary. Autistic people were often sent away from their families to special institutions. As parents, doctors, and educators have learned more about autism, though, more autistic people have remained at home and attended regular schools. Today, there are about 1 to 5 million autistic people in the United States. More and more diagnoses have been made in recent years. Researchers are unsure whether this significant rise is due to more autistic people being born or to doctors getting better at diagnosing autism. Autism is 4 times more common in boys than girls. But why that remains a mystery. Autism and its treatment often cause controversy. Some autism advocacy groups want to concentrate on preventing or finding a cure for autism, as if it were a disease. Other groups, though, say autism shouldn't be treated like a sickness. They want to focus on meeting the needs of autistic people. Instead of trying to fix them, the goal of those groups is to help them live fuller, happier lives. People on different sides of the issue have very strong feelings and opinions. Characteristics of autism. Life can sometimes be complicated for autistic people. What seems easy for others can be confusing and challenging for people with autism. Aubrey, who is 9, have lots of love and likes. I love making art, she says. I like coloring books. I like to eat apples, pears, pizza, cheese, and apple juice. I like playing video games like Minecraft, and Super Mario. I like playing board games and playing with my toys. I like playing with my sister Sophie and Aubrey dog. Aubrey dog is her stuffed toy that goes everywhere with her. I am very good at adding, and I love making friends. Aubrey is just beginning to figure out what it means to have autism. She knows that loud sounds like fire drills and kitchen blender really bother her. When she's doing a favorite activity, she gets very upset if she has to stop. She feels confident about math, but struggles with reading. She likes to make up stories and share them out loud, but sometimes the people she's talking to don't understand what she's talking about. Being autistic can make things a little hard for me, like reading and paying attention and listening, Aubrey shares, but I try really hard. People should still treat me nicely because it hurts my feelings when they don't. I always try to be nice. I'm just like a regular kid. Knowing common traits of autistic people can help those around them feel more comfortable and develop more understanding. Every autistic person is different, but characteristics of autism often include the following: different sensory experiences. Loud noises and bright lights can be upsetting. Unique ways of learning. At school, kids may learn some subjects easily but struggle with others. Fascination with specific subjects. Intense interest can include almost anything. Simulating movement or shimming. Autistic people may rock back and forth, flap their hands, or perform other repetitive actions to relax if they're nervous, or to entertain themselves if they're bored. A need for routine or order. Autistic people may enjoy lining things up or organizing things. Many prefer a predictable daily routine. Difficulties communicating. Autistic people may struggle to understand what someone means, or not be able to tell others what they want or need. Some do not communicate verbally or prefer to communicate with writing or with devices. Social difficulties. Autistic people may feel uncomfortable in social situations. Autistic people are telling their stories more than ever before. Through writing, speaking, and art, they're sending messages about what their lives are like. They're letting people know what that they have unique needs and require support. At the same time, they want people to treat autistic people respectfully. One example is Temple Grandin, who was diagnosed with autism at age 2. She received treat therapy to help her develop language and social skills as well as other abilities. Brandon grew up to be a professor of animal science at Colorado State University. She says that being autistic helps her understand how animals think and behave. She also travels the world to talk about rights for autistic people. If I could snap my fingers and be non-autistic, I would not, she says. Autism is part of who I am. Supporting friends and autism. When Noah Munt was in 7th grade, his teacher enlisted a crew of 3 neurotypical boys who became Noah's friends and mentors. By hanging out with them, Noah picked up more about greeting people, getting along with others, and handling himself when he was upset. Noah's buddies had a new friend and a greater understanding of the challenges he faced. Noah felt accepted in ways he never had before. These boys dedicated time and energy in a genuine manner that turned out to be a win-win for them all. Noah's mom says Noah opened up to others as a result of their attention. Sometimes autistic children must deal with teasing or bullying from people who don't understand their struggles. Since autistic people don't always recognize social cues, they can be confused or agitated when people are being mean or ignore them. Often, those who do the teasing don't understand the challenges that autistic people deal with all day, every day. Connecting with an autistic friend can change the way we see others. Noah's mom said, they may not understand the world around us like we do, but they feel the same emotions, perhaps more strongly than the rest of us. More understanding, more opportunities. Science is only beginning to understand the complexities of autism. It's an exciting field of research as society explores how families and communities can best support autistic people. In addition, more autistic people are sharing their personal needs, wants, and hopes. More than ever before, people are showing and seeing the many faces of autism.